Hello, today I'm going to plant some asparagus. I bought some off eBay in this box here. I haven't opened it yet. This will be an 11 by 11 asparagus bed. I bought 50 asparagus, which is probably too many for this little area. But I read on the internet about high density asparagus, and it seems to do okay, even when there's a lot of them planted in a small space. I bought 50 of them because it was cheaper per asparagus and it was free shipping buying them that much. So it was only $42.99 for all of them, which is less than $1 per asparagus crown, which I thought was a pretty good deal. I bought, I think it's Mary Washington, if I remember correctly, asparagus. And I read on the internet that you're supposed to soak them in water for an hour or two before you plant them. So I'm going to go ahead and open them up and see what they look like and put them in the water. And then I'll start digging trenches in this area. Alright, here's what the asparagus crowns look like. They're just bunched together with the rubber bands. And here's a single asparagus. Kind of dry, but I guess that's to be expected. Hopefully they're all still alive. I just picked them up at the post office a few minutes ago. I'm going to go ahead and throw them in my water here. Alright, I got my asparagus soaking in the water. Some of the roots are pretty good size, and some are little small things like that. That's a pretty good one. Oh, I dig trenches over here. 4 months ago I put all these leaves in here. It doesn't look like there's very much, but it was probably 6 to 8 inches tall of leaves, and it's packed down quite a bit. And I'll show you what the soil looks like underneath. They don't look to have broken down any at all, but they've only been here 4 months, and it's been a pretty dry winter. The soil down here is very soft. So this will keep the soil moist. You know, it's very easy to dig through. It'll keep the soil moist through the summer. Alright, I'm going to dig some trenches through here. I hate disturbing all my leaves, it took so much effort, but... Whoa. Almost tripped on my fence. I kind of forgotten how many leaves I have in here. I think the only way I'm going to be able to do this is to rake up all these leaves and pile them outside the garden, and then dig the trenches and then pile them all back in. But I just went 3 feet here. I got this huge pile of leaves, and I can't think of any other way to do it. So I'm going to rake all these up and then dig. And here's what the soil looks like underneath. Before I put the leaves down, I'd put about an inch or so of cow manure on top. And I don't know if that's what that is or not. Soil is very soft though, I can just dig right down into it. There's a few little weeds or grass that had tried to grow up. It would have never grew up through all those leaves. That's a lot of work raking up those leaves there. And I think I'm just going to leave them in place and just dig my trench through the leaves. If some of them get down in the hole or the trench, that'll be fine. They'll break down into fertilizer. That's too much work doing this whole thing here. So I got this, I don't know if you can tell it, just a massive amount of leaves. And they're pretty heavy too, because they're all stuck together and wet. So I'm going to start digging now. Alright, I got my trenches dug, and I mounded them up in the middle. That's the way people did on YouTube. I think the guy's name is Rob Bob. I was watching his video and he kind of did them like that. And you put the, I guess the center part goes in the center of the mound, and then the roots go down in the trench. While I was digging, I noticed little red worms in there, so apparently all the leaves piled on top attracted worms, which is good. It doesn't take long for the sandy soil to dry out. This was just completely soaked when it was underneath the leaves. Now you can see it looks much different. It's already drying. They're not going to be planted as thickly as I thought they would, because I have 4 rows here, and there's quite a distance between each row. And since I have 50 and 4, I'll have to do 8 in each one, and then 2 of them I'll have 9. I don't think that's planted too densely. I just realized my math was wrong. I'll have to have 12 in each row. 12 times 4 is 48. But they're 11. The garden's 11.5 by 11.5, so that's still 1 every foot. So that's not too much. And then 2 will have, of course, 2 more. It's embarrassing when you do your math wrong on camera. The crowns are still soaking here, and I guess they've been here about 2 hours, so they should be well hydrated now. And I'll go ahead and plant them. Alright, I got on my asparagus, put in the ground. All I need to do is cover them up. This one here is already sprouted. I don't know if that's showing up on camera. There's a sprout right there under my finger. So at least one of them is alive. That's cool. If just half of these live, that'll mean I have 25 in here, so that's still a lot of asparagus. So I'm going to go and cover them up, and then, or water them. Alright, I got the asparagus all planted and covered and watered. And when they sprout up, I'll go ahead and cover them back up with leaves. I hate to leave the bare soil on those rows because I know grass and stuff's going to grow up in there, but I don't want to pile the leaves on so thick that the asparagus can't come up through it. So hopefully they all grow. Thanks for watching.